So I have a fun few days here exploring in Nashville before I fly off to Atlanta on Sunday to cover 49ers Falcons. And look what I found in this redeveloping former kind of warehouse area of town. This is the scoreboard / outfield fixture of the former AAA Nashville Sounds ballpark. They demolished it a few years ago in 2019, but somebody purchased the old iconic scoreboard for the Music City, and they renovated it and they put it in here as part of the development. You can hear all the construction cranes and sounds and hammers and all that behind me. That's a very common background noise here in Nashville, a city that's developing so quickly right now. But it's really cool that they took part of their sports history when they moved to a new ballpark and kept it here in town. Anyway, let's move on to the 49ers thought of the day. Charles Omenihu. He's going to be really important for the 49ers moving forward because Nick Bosa might miss this game against the Atlanta Falcons. Nick Bosa obviously has the groin tightness, and Samson Ebukam has an Achilles condition, just like a little bit of tendinitis, Kyle Shanahan said, that resulted from playing on the turf in Carolina. If Ebukam missed a game because of the turf in Carolina, there's a good chance he's going to miss a game because of the turf in Atlanta. Regardless, Charles Omenihu's having a hell of a year for the 49ers. They have 3 of the top 7 edge rushers in terms of pass rush win rate. Number 1 is Nick Bosa, number 4 is Charles Omenihu, and number 7 is Samson Ebukam. So if Bosa misses time, Omenihu is the top guy for the 49ers, and he's going to have to prove that he can continue to rush the passer just as effectively without Nick Bosa. But don't forget that Charles Omenihu's breakout game for the 49ers last year was in the playoffs against the Cowboys, where he was working against the really good left tackle in Tyron Smith. And guess what? Nick Bosa suffered a concussion in that game. Nick Bosa missed over half of that football game, and that's when Charles Omenihu went off. And he showed power against Tyron Smith, a guy who's famous for how much he could squat and bench press. It was all about Charles Omenihu using his physical strength, 6'5", 265, 270 maybe last year. He's a little bit lighter this year, to just bowl over Tyron Smith. He's been doing more of the same, except now rushing on the inside for the 49ers this year in those packages with Bosa and Ebukam and Lightning NASCAR package. And boy, has Charles Omenihu been impressive. The Texans definitely seems like they're running a circus show over there. That's what Charles Omenihu said about Houston last year. They're willing to trade Omenihu to the 49ers for peanuts. And they didn't coach him in Houston, and now Chris Kasarik is coaching him, and he's part of that defensive line depth that's going to be really, really important for the 49ers as we progress into this season with injuries starting to afflict that unit. So let's see what Charles Omenihu can do for this football team moving forward, starting in Atlanta, which is just a 40 or so minute flight from here in Nashville on Sunday. All right, everybody take care. We'll talk to you all soon.